Hello everybody, I hope you're having a fabulous day. Today we are back with another build. We are doing a food truck build. Now, I recently went on a trip to Michigan and it was a ton of fun. That's kind of why haven't been able to upload videos because I had two trips like right back to get back to back and it was a little hectic. But anyway, while I was there, one of the places we stayed near had a downtown area that had these food trucks there, and I have personally never eaten at a food truck before, and so it was a really fun experience, very unique, and so I was very inspired to like do something food truck oriented because these are the type of builds that don't take up a lot of space. You don't have to do a lot, and they're great for like startup restaurants. You don't have to have like $40,000 in your Sims if you're playing like without cheating, at least. You don't have to have a ton of money saved up to try to make it. It's actually fairly cheap. So, and it was unique and kind of fun to try to figure out how to design these simple kind of builds, but at the same time be able to pack like a ton of stuff in there, make it more cramped. Because honestly, when I started building them, because I built a couple of them because I was very inspired and I was like, okay, I want to do food trucks. I'm like, so there's a couple builds coming up, so spoilers. But I kind of took a different an approach. This one, it's shaped more like it's a cart, not a cart, but my brain isn't coming up with the words, but a trailer, that's the word. A trailer that's hooked up to the back of the truck, so it's not quite so much like the truck is like a part of it. Like it's still considered like food truck. And I like Googled some pictures and things like that to get kind of inspiration and things from that. Because some of the food trucks are like ingrained into the truck, like it is in the truck, and then some of them are actually like a trailer hookup. And so I liked that idea for this one, because this one is a kind of, I called it the cookie cart because like on the for the menu it is like sweets and like muffins and cookies and like kind of pastry type, almost a bakery type cart, and it's a little bit more whimsical, kind of like something you'd find in a park by itself, like kind of just travels to and fro. But I thought it would work more, I guess, as an attachment to a truck than like a part of a truck. So yeah, and I kind of play around with that in my other food truck builds. So definitely check those out. I will have links to those when they come out. So yeah, look forward to that. And so one interesting thing I came up with was like the roof, because a lot of times there's not necessarily a lot to these truck kind of things when it comes to roof. They're either completely flat, or they have a slight angle to them. There's really not a lot there. And the one aspect that you may notice is missing are the wheels on the truck. And the thing is, Sims 4 doesn't really have any type of like spare tires or anything just kind of hanging around to use as kind of mock tires. And there's really not an object that you can kind of use. Like you could use like a basketball. That was kind of the closest thing I came up with, but the problem with basketball is it only has one color and it's bright orange. Yeah, see right there, I was trying to figure out like maybe the basketball, but I searched through like a ton of different categories and I was like, okay, nothing is really working. So I ended up just making it a little easier on myself and instead of trying to like fabricate wheels and things like that, that this was going to be the better way, just not have wheels at all. Maybe they're detachable, maybe, I don't know. But they don't have wheels. Maybe they're a little more set in place. Whatever. Or you use imagination. So, yeah. Because it's not like with Planet Coaster, it's another simulation game that I play. You can kind of have free-form objects and you can move things a lot freer than you can in The Sims 4. And so that kind of made things a little challenging. So, anyway, I'd made this a restaurant lot. So one of the things you have to have is like a host stand, and then you have to have the waiter stand, and you have to have a bathroom area. So the waiter stand ended up working really well. It fit right there in the back. But the host stand kind of, I don't know if it would work if you had it. I don't think it would work if you had it in the truck or in the box or the restaurant, I guess you could say. But I kind of left it out like maybe it's like a thing that they take out in and out. I don't know, but that's kind of really the most unrealistic aspect, I guess you could say. But yeah, and then I tried to like kind of do some fun stuff with like benches, very like this is a park type food truck or maybe inner city, and it traveled like it's not like one that'll sit around with like a whole bunch of other food trucks. It kind of sits and does its own thing, I guess you could say, because a lot of times with food trucks they will kind of sit and congregate in one mass area, or they will kind of go off and do their own thing. So I felt like this one kind of had like a temporary parking spot with like a ton of benches around, but still kind of in a public area. So I tried to kind of give it a feel that it was still like public-esque. So I hope I got that across, or I get that across, because I had like a lot of trees and not forest. I do not add forest to this. No. I had lots of trees and greenery, things like that. And for the bathrooms, you can, in The Sims 4, there is a buy object, a debug or bug, a hidden, that's the word, hidden object. And you could, like, there's a ton of hidden objects, but one of the hidden objects is our public toilets. So you kind of get out of having to create like actual toilets, because the thing is, I didn't want to create an actual building because I felt like it would look very out of place. And so this, the hidden object kind of alleviates this. And I apologize for the, I was searching how to do it, and I wasn't realizing if it was working or not, but I finally got it working and figured it out. Took me a little bit though. But those bathrooms I definitely recommend. I've used them on some of my park lots and things like that. So they definitely make the whole public toilet aspect much better. And so here, I really just tried to put a lot of detail into a not super detailed space, because the thing is, like, you have the food truck and you have like so much crammed in there, and then you have the benches, and that's pretty much all there is. You could do like some detailing on the outside, but it's kind of hard because most of the time these are kind of curbside type restaurants. So yeah, it's not like you don't necessarily put a ton of trees. I kind of tried to make it so like maybe it's kind of reminiscent of my Michigan trip, where all the food trucks were literally on like this empty lot that could have been bought out, and the owner could have built a restaurant there, but instead you had like 7 or 8 different food trucks all like crammed in there, and it was really awesome. Definitely, not gonna lie, definitely like hipster-esque, and like it was really cool. Like they had a ton of different food trucks, all different kinds, and then they had like kind of bar areas, they had like covered areas and open areas. There were a ton of people, like, oh my goodness, so many people, and people of all ages. Like, there were kids, and they were like young adults, and there were like middle-aged people and grandparents and dogs, like so many dogs. And it was a really cool atmosphere. I'd never really had anything else like it, so it was definitely really cool. Let's see. Oh, and so here I'm just adding some aspects to the truck. Some of the details that I add, you really can't see it unless you kind of were to move it, or get rid of the like hedging and fences in the back. It's not really a predominant feature, but that's kind of why I did it, because like with food trucks, you have all sides that are kind of decorated. So I kind of tried to do that, but at the same time not go too over the top, because once again, you're never gonna see it. So meh. And so, if you're wondering what the random table that's kind of over by the counter area is, that is kind of the section where you can get like paper towels and like things like that. It just kind of like, not really condiments, because this is more of a sweets truck, but for lack of a better term, because I can't think right now, a condiments area where you can like get stuff that you need, like forks and knives and things like that you might need or want. And that's kind of what that is, with a ton of paper towels. So I kind of threw some other like condiment-esque things on there that aren't necessarily that true to this food truck, but I felt added a little bit more detail, because that was the thing. with it being a kind of bakery-esque, but it's not a bakery. Like, it is, but it's not in a bakery, you know? Like, I'm not making sense, I swear. But I'm making sense to me. I'm just probably not making sense to you. But I couldn't use a lot of the kind of bakery type stuff because, one, didn't have a lot of counter space. Two, you can't see any of the like show or counter area because it's all in the food truck. So it pretty much negates all that. So, and then here I was really having fun placing a ton of these poles with light poles. I really, really like those. They're like, they're one of my favorite options. They don't always fit. And the thing is, like, they're really tall. In my opinion, I wish that they came with like a shorter size so you could like put them against the regular size walls, but they don't work like that. You have to have them on their own. But I have figured out where the poles are, like the single poles, because for the longest time I didn't actually know where those were, and I was like struggling horrendously that I was like, I have to make this fit, and it's like, duh, dum, there's poles, just plain poles. So figured that out, yay. And then here I really tried to make this night friendly. Like, you could run this restaurant like all well, not all day, I probably wouldn't run it all day, but you could run it in the evening and stuff like that. Definitely tried to make it very bright and colorful with all the benches. I changed all those colors because I liked the brown, the blue, and kind of tan-ish, whatever, my, once again, brain not working. I liked those benches, but it wasn't quite the right shade match for the purple food truck, so I went with the all the benches are all different colors. And now you may be wondering, why did I go with purple? Well, the thing is, with food trucks, most of the time they're very bright colors, so that way you notice them. So I thought I didn't want to use red because, well, red is a color it's considered a color that makes you think of food, but I didn't feel like red was the correct color for a bakery / pastry thing. Pastry truck, I thought purple. I thought about blue, but I wanted something a little more stand out because a lot of them are like white or green or red, and I was like, let's do purple. Purple's a bright color. So that's why I went with purple. And then here, just trying to find the right flooring, because I really wasn't sure what flooring I wanted, but I knew I wanted something on the ground because I didn't want it to just be grass, because I felt like this would be more of a high traffic area. Maybe they like rotate in different food trucks or something, I don't know, but yeah, anyway, use your imagination as you see fit. But here we are in the screenshots. This was honestly a ton of fun to build, and it was a really quick build too. Let's see. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I upload new videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or 3 days a week, I guess, because that tends to work better. Because sometimes the Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing works. Sometimes it's like Monday, Thursday, Friday, or it just works better. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on other social media. Links are in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this. There are 2 other ones. And there will be links up in the little corner icon thing. So yeah. And yeah, so I hope you guys have an awesome day. Yeah, and I remember to take some pictures at night, because I thought, okay, I put effort into taking these at night. So there we go. So anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!